I really would have liked to see the Rel here more. You ban the Alistar, it sets up the Equalizer, it sets up the Yone ult so well. And with Poppy available, you needed to, I think, ban that if you really wanted to put Palu on this Rakan. Hype shot there, but I like the idea of trying to force out this steadfast presence, but now Skarner's coming down.
Yeah, Rogue Charge not quite going to land as far as the stun is concerned, but now we're looking for a crab as there's the flash in from Palu. Deadly Flourish comes down as well as Gumayusi, able to at least use the cleanse, but it doesn't do anything. That's going to be first blood going over to Palu, but I can theoretically find out.
I was just curious if there was any additional context there. But I also don't associate him with the pick as Hype gets his full shot here.
Yeah, it's going to be working out. But you can see Gumayusi also down relatively low.
He has to hit this.
All right, Palu going to be diving in. Keria turns up, and that is going to nullify the aggression.
They were playing around Owner's jungles. Here comes Keria.
Not going to quite find the target, and it's Gumayusi that's turned on here. Chains of Corruption are fantastic, though, as Hype just getting melted by this Varus. TP. And Palu can't actually get in there to get the damage done. Faker turns up just to save his AD carry, and Closer not going to be able to do anything because there are 4 members of T1 in this bottom lane. The Impale and the Yone is delivered on a silver platter to this Varus.
It looked so good at the outset, but it does end up being T1 playing it better.
She's actually playing the on-hit variety of the Varus. It's not necessarily his bread and butter on this pick. But now he's in a great spot this game. Humbug not so much, as now he throws out the ulti onto Keria. Chains of Corruption comes down. 3-man knock up there from Palu as the Equalizer is actually going to burn down Guma. He's not going to offer too much more, but Doran, he puts them in the circle, and now Morgan's just trying to barbecue T1. The curtains have been called. So much value here from the Jhin as Morgan continuing the Flame Spitter. And Keria, with that steadfast presence, the flash forward, and Closer just wishes he still had the ultimate, but he doesn't! And so T1 will limp away with these health bars so extremely low. He's got denied anything in that fight. I think as if that Yone manages to get a big ultimate, that is so good for Bro. Instead, it is T1 able to limp away, now with a bit of a gold advantage there as well, as they take down the dragon, and obviously it's an Infernal. I mean, we knew this.
Yeah.
We knew this. Has to be the Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Their bottom side need to rush over there, maintain that control. They still have so many control wards as they're looking for an angle.
I think Hype is probably dead, ladies and gentlemen. As the Impale comes through, he had nothing that he could do about that situation whatsoever.
Because they kill the AD carry, they say, this is mine for free.
Yep, and that's going to be feats of strength there as well. So feats of warfare picked up, and immediately afterwards they lock down the upgraded shoes. As you can see there, they had 5 ready. Faker doesn't exactly have much ready for this one, though, as the ulti from Closer is decent. They get the knock up on the Skarner, but they're too tanky. There's not enough damage here for Bro, and they're unable to get either of the kills. Side finds Owner, as that Harpoon managing to thread the needle there was quite nice from Morgan. As Owner comes in, picks up Palu, takes down the turret. And now it's Faker that could be in trouble. Closer now just flashing for it. Winter's Wrath comes down. I don't think the GOAT's going to be escaping from that one. And meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, Doran is melting. Morgan would have really loved to have his flash back available. The steadfast presence gives him the extra movement speed so he can make his way out. Morgan in an uncomfortable spot here as Faker's going to turn up, and with Owner there as well, Bash Bros back at it again, pushes him into the gravity field. That's gorgeous play here from the T1 jungler, and Morgan nowhere to go. Decent little knock up there from Palu, but I just don't think they've got the follow-up. As meanwhile, Keria has discovered Humbug, and then he gets closed in on by the rest of T1. The level of coordination just so much higher here.
And Palu, but it just seems like T1 has invested so much more in control wards, and they always see more. They always have these angles. Faker can't make that play.
Hype he couldn't walk in case they were waiting, and then he would have just died. And so now should be an outer turret being picked up here by T1 in mid lane. Keria getting chased down by Closer, but I don't think he's too worried about it.
T1 this whole game around the objective they want, but now that they have full control, they've got wards on top, bottom, mid, you name it. Morgan can't be here.
Yeah, there's the flash heroic charge. That'll set up the kill onto Morgan. He does manage to get an equalizer down, but it's just onto the minion wave. You really didn't think that Bro were going to be fighting for that one, but T1, they're going to be fighting. Turret is going to fall down, though, and that means that Owner is not going to be tanking up any damage at all. And T1, they got exactly what they came here for and more.
When you start winning fights off of the enemy team trying to clear your vision, that's how you know you're really in control. As Faker, really not.
Charmed up here, fair bit of damage as Humbug, he's coming in as well. But remember, it's just a withdrawal that they're playing for, and they're not even going to get that.
Not even a flash.
Yeah, Ona coming on over. And he's going to be able to make it out. Humbug still wanting.
With 4,000 gold lead, the game was really close until it wasn't.
Yeah, and this is kind of been the woes of the bros. I think it's because the bro tax kind of stops. It has that initial influx right at the beginning of the game.
But it's just not quite working anywhere else, is it?
Nope. Not quite at all. As Gumiushi, most gold in the game. Closer is relatively close. We'll be able to get some money here from this turret going down as well.
Practically.
Yep, that's definitely the T1 way, as Glacial Prison is just thrown out for fun, but they avoid the ultimate from Carrier. Doran throws his down, though. Equalizer is decent, as Doran is just dancing around the front of the fight, but still it's going okay here for Bro. The curtains have been called, and Gumiushi is taking a lot of damage. Faker tanking up a lot of these bullets as well, as Morgan finally gets a kill in this fight. They will trade it for 2, though, as now Carrier going down low, and Closer is starting to pop off. The flash forward gets the knock-up, and Faker avoids the ulti, but Doran's completely out of mana. Still, it has to be a pop-back of this Yone, and T1 somehow managing to walk away, as Hype kind of wishing he didn't have to reload the entire time, and Doran just murders him.
Okay, Faker will finally go down there, I think to a red buff, but gap there, they just had to leave, and that's no kills really going over to T1, but it is going to guarantee their second Infernal Dragon and Infernal Soul point here, so in terms of what they got from it, it's definitely a success at the end of the day, even though it didn't look like it was one in the kill feed. It looked like Bro had the great escape. This choke point, Carrier is rotating over.
Yeah, there's a potential window, but I think this is going to be a 50-50, and honestly, Ona is pretty good. Never mind, it's going down so low, it is just stolen. Highway robbery here by the Bros. If you don't pay your taxes, they're just going to steal it.
There you go. They're going to get the empowered recalls here and get out for free.
Only the one that you want to get caught out because he has so much mobility is Humbug. Finds the ulti onto Doran. There's the equalizer as well in the choke point. Still, Doran's able to do it, and in goes Ona once again. Somehow Polu finds everyone. Humbug stays alive, but the Rakan instantly murdered.
Pressure this top inner.
Yeah, there's the ulti straight on to Doran. Now it goes Closer, though, as Humbug looking to go aggressive as well. Ona moves in as the equalizer goes down and actually just destroys the Aurora. Once again, Ona is going to find Humbug, though, as Closer finding a massive angle, gets on top of Gumiushi. He threw down the ulti, but it didn't land onto the Yone. Still, Guma will survive, and Morgan is barbecuing the entire team. There's the fourth shot from Hype as he takes down Carrier.
Especially when you've got Stasis to deal with, you've got Faker's TP coming in. They played it so well, and they're going to get more than that. They're going to get this inhibitor. 30 seconds on Faker, and Bro looking for an angle to end here.
Oh no, Ona is just melting. Polu goes in, gets the knock-up still. Hype just doesn't quite have it, and Ona stays alive, able to actually get the kill onto Closer because he tanked the turret for about 6 million years.
TP comes through from Doran. Morgan may die here. He doesn't get the turret either.
Yeah, Morgan is going to come in. There's the flash out from Morgan, but Doran still going to be able to find him. Slows him down momentarily here, but the harpoons land pretty well. Still Carrier walks so extraordinarily fast. Finally, that scrap shield does come in, and Doran just blows him up. The equalizer is going to be able to get some popcorn chicken, so I guess there's that.
For this dragon, the important thing is that Faker doesn't have teleport, and he's the one dealing with that top wave right now, so Kuma has to go back. He has to go back to full health, and someone is still going to have to deal with that top wave. Now, this is still just the second dragon here for Bro, so it's not a massive win, but it is a denial of soul here for T1, and it was such a decisive call from Bro.
You can feel it. Wants to equalize T1 as they're making their way in. Keeper's verdict is going to get them off the Baron, and now T1, they're going to say thanks for the leash. Equalizer finally going to go down as there's the Chains of Corruption. Everything coming out here. Humbug lands a decent ulti, but Carrier's already dead. Still, it's T1 that take down the Baron. Can they keep themselves alive, though? That's the big question. Hype is just trying to walk it off as the bullets stream in. They know the health bar is so incredibly low here as the flash out. Hype stays alive, and he may have just baited T1 into losing everything. Finally, Faker will find it, but is it actually going to be enough? Because I think Ona is just dead, and Closer, like you say, will re-kill this inhibitor and look to just take T1 out.
Oh man, Bro outplaying T1 on a Baron, and that is going to be them taking the upset win here in game one.
The Baron for Nexus trade, ladies and gentlemen. A tale as old as time is Carrier gonna try his very best to deny the end of the game, and he has baited Bro for a few moments still. That's gonna be enough damage. Morgan and Closer get it done, and the Bros strike first.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.